B-March Boxing, what's happening, world? Back at it with another boxing video. So Terrence Crawford ain't taking no shorts, ain't pulling back no punches, man. He's let it be known that he wants this fight with the man Errol Spence, and he says, take off them panties and pull your pants up and let's sign the contract. That's what he tells TMZ. Bud Crawford goes on to explain stuff that I've been said. Now he's saying it. I'm glad he's being more vocal about it. Maybe he should pull Eris Landy Lara on Cannoli, you know what I'm saying? Or, excuse me, Clubber Lang on Rocky, you know what I'm saying? You got to stalk your opponent. You got to be basically like a pest and annoy your opponent to the point where he has no choice, you know what I'm saying? You know? When I really look at it like this in boxing, it's always the onus on the A side to make the fight. That's how I always looked at it. You know what I'm saying? The A side is the one who's gonna be basically the main event. You know what I mean? He's gonna have leverage options when it comes to negotiations, when it comes to the ring, when it comes to the walking out last. The A side. That's how I always looked at it. You know what I mean? Uh, like in case of Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua, for the longest, the A side was Joshua. Deontay Wilder was always on his heels. He was trying to make the fight. Nothing came about it because the A side didn't make any efforts to try and make the fight. When they offered the biggest payday of their career, they turned it down. But yet they say, "Oh, Wilder turned down the DAZN deal." But these same people say Wilder turned down the DAZN deal. They contradict themselves because they say, "Oh, no fighter should have to sign to any network to get a fight." But they insist Deontay Wilder should sign to DAZN to get an Anthony Joshua fight. You know what I mean? Because now they contradict themselves in hypocrisy. See, I ain't about that life. I don't be doing shit like that because, man, my word is bond, and my words are archived here on these YouTube streets. I ain't never deleted a video in my life. What I say is what I mean, and what I mean is what I say. So I can't be talking about, oh, nobody has to sign a contract to fight the other one on the same network. They say the same thing for Bud Crawford. And I agree. Bud doesn't have to sign with the PBC to get to fight. Bud did what he had to do. Errol Spence and Keith Thurman had initially told him, man, if you get yourself a world title, then we can get it on. We can fight. Bud been done that. Can't even remember when he beat Jeff Horn. It seems like an eternity now, you know what I mean? He's had numerous title defenses of that WBO belt, but still has not got an opportunity. So the same thing goes for the Wild and the AJ situation, which AJ fucked up anyways. Just to let it be known for the AJ fans out there who blame Wilder for AJ losing, the 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 fans out there who blamed Wilder for Dillian White using PEDs, the fans out there who blame Wilder for everything. They uh they ain't even clean their house or vacuum their house or clean their dishes. They say, oh, they're gonna blame Wilder. The reason why, they consumed with Wilder, and Wilder is always on their mind. You have said so. I don't contradict myself. No fighter has to sign to anybody to get the fight. You know what I'm saying? But the man Terrence Crawford, I'm glad he's being vocal right about now. You know what I mean? Because when he wrote on Twitter, "Oh no, I don't think Sean Errol Spence is ducking me." I ain't like that talk. You should put it be out there. Let it be known. Fucking right, he's ducking me. So I'm gonna read you some quotes on what this guy said. Quote, take off them panties and pull up your pants and let's sign the contract. I honestly believe when it comes to him, deep down in his heart, he knows what he's up against and what he goes and when he goes up against me. End quote. So now he's talking about the Spence and the Porter fight. Quote, it was a close fight. Don't get me wrong, I wouldn't say it was a big time robbery, but it was a close fight, and if I had to give somebody the victory, I think Sean deserved it. Hey, quote. So Bud is being vocal. Hopefully, sooner than later, they can make this fight. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, they can make this fight. You know what I mean? Because right now, he needs to do a little bit more to try and make the fight. You know what I mean? And like I said, the A side is always going to have be the one, in my opinion, the onus of making the fight. What happened with Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather? In the beginning, I'll definitely say it was Manny Pacquiao who didn't want to fight. Real talk, you know what I'm saying? Floyd Mayweather tried to make the fight, you know what I mean? Whether Manny Pacquiao agreed to the terms of the purse or drug testing, they didn't agree on those type of things, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you did see Floyd Mayweather, who was the A side, or maybe at that point in time, really and truly, it might have been 50-50. You know what I mean? Nah, I'll take that back because it wasn't 50-50 because Floyd Mayweather had done, at that point in time, him and De La Hoya had done the biggest pay-per-view numbers ever. You know what I mean? You check it. So for sure, Floyd was the A shot. Although Manny Pacquiao was a superstar his damn self. Let's not get it twisted. As far as superstardom, they were on the same playing field. But I think Floyd had a upper leg as far as the leverage and negotiation tactics, just off the strength of you know doing that big pay-per-view with De La Hoya. You know what I'm saying? Um, and he was grossing of a million almost every pay-per-view. You know what I mean? So let the Floyd haters tell it. They'll say the man Floyd was the one ducking, but I distinctly remember. And Bob Arum tried to hold that fight back, talking about he wants to build a stadium for the fight. You know what I mean? Okay, so Manny Pacquiao lost two times in a row. He lost a controversial decision, which I thought he won, versus Timothy Bradley. Then in his next fight, he got knocked out by Emmanuel Marquez. So at that particular time, Manny Pacquiao is the one who's now doesn't really have much negotiation room, you know what I mean? Because he's lost two fights, and Floyd Mayweather was doing his thing, fighting guys on the PBC, fighting mandatories like Robert the Ghost Guerrero, and fighting guys like Maidana and Cannoli, these likes, you know what I'm saying? Cotto on his last fight on HBO. But then the public still wanted that fight, you know what I'm saying? And let the public tell it at that particular time when Floyd Mayweather he had still was still winning. Pacquiao had taken some losses, was fighting the likes of Brandon Rios and Chris Algieri. Hey, but at the end of the day, Floyd Mayweather is the one who walked across that Miami Heat basketball court, came to talk to Manny Pacquiao, said, "Man, let's make this fight happen." The A side is always going to be the one to make the fight happen. They are the ones who have the say in what goes on, and that's how it is with Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford. Look, I got nothing against these guys. I'm not them type of people gonna make a video on YouTube bashing Errol Spence or bashing Terrence Crawford unless it is warranted. You know what I mean? Unless they do something egregious to the point where, hey man, you gotta call they bluff. You know what I mean? I'm not them type of people. You know what I'm saying? There's some people out there on these YouTube streets. They got their channels, but they're not objective at all. If they write it for Terrence Spence, I'm saying Terrence Crawford, then Terrence Crawford has done no wrong. Terrence Crawford's opposition is A1. Terrence Crawford is always an angel, and he ain't done nothing wrong. And when they make videos, they're never objective, and they always blame Errol Spence for everything. Vice versa for the Errol Spence fans, you know what I'm saying? Some people out here, they just blame Terrence Crawford for everything, and they praise the man, Errol Spence, to the utmost, like Errol Spence ain't the A side right now, and he's the one who's been talking stupid shit. Talking about, oh, what did Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford's pay per view do? 100,000? I'm the big fish. He need me more than I need him. You know, when he talked about, oh, he's going the easier route. You know what I'm saying? Back when he was backstage with Terrence Crawford, where Terrence Crawford was patting his stomach and say, "You fat." You know what I mean? Now these type of things are gonna make the man Errol Spence look bad. He's looked bad all through these, um, all through this build up for these two guys trying to fight. He's looked worse than the man Terrence Crawford. Only thing Terrence Crawford is looking bad out here is the opposition he's facing. Because as of right now, Errol Spence definitely has a better resume and has fought better opposition at 147 pounds, and that's a fact. Ain't no denying that. You know what I mean? But some of these channels out here who love Errol Spence, they love some Errol Spence. And that's fine. You can love Errol Spence, but you can't be out here all day, every day, making videos praising the man, acting like that man ain't done nothing, like he's done everything right in boxing. That's what we're not gonna do. I'm objective. I want to see them both fight. You know what I'm saying? I'm a fan of both of them. You know what I'm saying? They both have entertained me, and it is a fight to make. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, like I said, the A side to me is the B side. And I don't care what nobody says talking about A side, B side shit. You already know how it goes. Fights need to be made, no question about it. But Terrence Crawford has not done no pay per views. Like, has not had pay per view success as Errol Spence. Terrence Crawford is not holding two belts, walking around planet Earth as a unified champ like Errol Spence. So no matter how you feel about this shit, and no matter what Terrence Crawford says, tell him the man take off your panties and sign the contract, which I do like. I applaud that shit all day, every day. I wish he did a little bit more of that. At the end of the day, Errol Spence is the one who is supposed to put his right foot forward and try and make this fight. At the end of the day, if they do not fight, the biggest duck will be Errol Spence. Same goes for Joshua and Wilder. You know what I'm saying? You know, the man Joshua, he never tried to take the fight. He actually did everything he could to avoid guys like Luis Ortiz and Deontay Wilder. Try me if you want. I got a comment section with unlimited space for you to come and put your rebuttals and or disagreements. You know what I'm saying? That's what the comment section for. And believe you me, I will reply back. You heard? You know what I'm saying? So Terrence Crawford, man, is being vocal. And like I said, the A side must make the fight. Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather. You seen who made the fight. It was Floyd Mayweather. Anthony Joshua, fuck that money up. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, when he was on top, when he had the power of an undefeated unified champ, he decided not to fight Deontay Wilder to become undisputed. But he told y'all, the media and you casual fans and you dummies out there who don't know shit about boxing, I have four belts. You know, man's trying to be a master manipulator, trying to play with people's intelligence. No, you don't have no fucking three belts. Nobody counts that IBO. Somebody asked me the other day when we was watching Triple G versus Davrichenko. Oh, he got two belts now? Because they seen him with that IBO. I had to tell him what the IBO is. Nobody counts that shit. And that's just the truth. It's not required to become. And that's just the truth. It's not required to become undisputed or unified. It is what it is. But let Anthony Joshua tell you. He'll tell you that I have four belts and he counts that IBO. That just goes to show the mentality of these type of fighters. You know what I mean? You check it really and truly. No digs, no shots at the guy. It just shows his mentality. His mentality is to parade and confuse people, parade around planet Earth talking about he has four belts when you know deep down inside the fourth belt belongs to the man Deontay Wilder. He used to call it Sophia. Go ahead and try to take Sophia from him. That's what it came down to at the end of the day. If you want to be the best of the best and want no controversy, you can tell me in the comment section who called out Deontay Wilder or Anthony Joshua, who was calling out the most, who was trying to make the fight, who was the public face out there, who was trying to make the fight. and not hiding and not saying nothing. Deontay Wilder was. Anthony Joshua wasn't. Anthony Joshua definitely, if when it comes to leverage and negotiation tactics, he has the upper hand. He is the A side. Yeah, but he let Andy Ruiz come and spoil the party. I don't feel sorry for him one bit. Nicholas Mapp, what's happening? Nicholas Mapp's in the chat. He says if Spence loses to Crawford, the other PBC welterweights are gonna be asked out. Possibly, but mm, you know, as far as asked out, I get what you're saying because Bud would have three belts if he did beat the man Errol Spence, and the tables would have turned. So I get what you're saying. It's basically like how Terrence Crawford right now is asked out over there on the PBC. Now Barbarian will have control of the welterweight division again, and the only belt that would still be out there would possibly be Manny Pacquiao's WBA belt. So I see what you're saying. No doubt about, no doubt about it. You know what I mean? So Errol Spence needs to try to make this fight happen. You know what I mean? You know, it doesn't look good for him trying to fight Danny Garcia, which is a good fight at the end of the day. But Danny Garcia lost that belt, that WBC belt, to Sean Porter. So you're fighting Sean Porter's leftovers. A fight which, when I first initially watched the fight, I had it 7-5 for Danny Garcia, but I could see a draw and I could see a swing, a swing round that could go. What's his name way? In favor of the man Sean Porter. You know what I mean? So overall, it is what it is. I think they called it a unanimous decision. I wasn't too keen of that, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. But Terrence Crawford needs to do more calling out. He needs to have some vicious call outs, public humiliation. Make it be known. He is that number one pound for pound dude. Spence is content on just being the number one welterweight on PBC. There's a world bigger than PBC when it comes to boxing. That's why it's called World Boxing, World Championship Boxing. You know, and I'm not taking no shots at the man Errol Spence. It's just the fact that Errol Spence is now the A side, without a doubt. And if he doesn't come forward or put in any effort to try and make the fight, then he's gonna be ducking, and he's gonna get a Ducktales video sooner than later. You know what I mean? But I'm not gonna sit here and act like Terrence Crawford is doing a lot of heavy lifting at the welterweight division. Actually, to me, his stock is plummeting. Even more reason to chase the man Errol Spence and get and snatch his status that he's running around planet Earth with unified belts. I like to read. What's happening? I like to read. How you doing, man? Good to see you, big man. He says Spence Crawford would be such a fun fight. Very difficult to pick. I think I would go with Spence. True indeed. It is a great fight, and possibly Spence will win that fight. You know what I mean? Possibly Crawford. It could go either way, and I'm gonna do a breakdown and prediction when the fight happens. Nicholas Mapp says I think Danny is Al's favorite, even over Spence. This will be Danny's fifth title shot and the second for two belts, more than Thurman and Spence combined. Um, what you said right there, Nicholas Mapp, is actually pretty. It has some legs on it, and it's pretty valid. Now I don't know if Danny Garcia is Al Heyman's favorite. I don't personally know who Al Heyman's favorite is, but I do know Al Heyman has certain guys who he's been looking out for before the public was even talking about Al Heyman, before Al Heyman and them moved to Showtime. Guys like Robert the Ghost Guerrero, Andre Berto, Leo Santa Cruz, Abner Mares, of course Floyd Mayweather, and Danny Garcia. These guys are for sure, without a doubt, Al Heyman guys. Now I don't know which one of those guys is his favorite. Even Adonis Stevenson, I'd say, was an Al Heyman guy for sure. And I mean, as far as you know, Adonis Stevenson was making millions fighting over there in Canada. You know what I'm saying? And that brought good revenue to the PBC. And you could tell, even guys like Sam Watson, they really looked up to the man Adonis Stevenson and vice versa. You know what I mean? They always, had high praise for each other. You know what I mean? It was a good business relationship. So I do agree. Yeah, Danny Garcia's got a numerous title, especially at 147. When he fought guys like Robert the Ghost Guerrero, that particular fight was two Al Heyman guys getting an opportunity for a vacant belt. I like Robert the Ghost Guerrero, but he did not deserve to be in that world title fight. It's just the truth. But he made a great effort out of it, although he was short. I had him losing 7 rounds to 5, you know. But by Danny getting another world title opportunity, I think he needs to go through some more through the gauntlet, fight guys like Dennis Ugas, you know what I mean, to get an opportunity at the world title. Okay, I like to read says Spencer's the bigger guy. I think he would win with the jab, but you never know. True indeed. But I think the man, Terrence Crawford, he's a master of dictating the range. You know what I'm saying? Being in a comfortable range where he can go to the body, where he can use his lateral movement, his legs, and from the southpaw stance, he uses his angles. You know what I'm saying? Spencer's a bigger body puncher. You know what I'm saying? People say he struggled on the inside versus Sean Porter. Well, duh, Sean Porter is a vicious inside fighter. But at the end of the day, Errol Spence did win. You know what I'm saying? So it's a fight that could go either way, man. I ain't even going to debate who wins the fight. Because at the end of the day, they not even fighting each other. Shame. VVS Loose Stones, what's going on, big man? What's up with you? He says Bud gonna take EJ out behind the outhouse. Nicholas Babb says I don't know why Bob doesn't have Crawford fighting in Nebraska when he sells out stadiums on ESPN TV, not ESPN plus SMH. I agree with you 100%, Nicholas Map. Look, maybe they're trying to get him to be popular in other places in the country, whether it's Madison Square Garden where he has fought before, or you know, maybe when he's fought in Vegas, like when he fought Victor Postal, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I agree. Bud Crawford should strictly be on ESPN as an American star, build his popularity, and have all them fights in Nebraska, like the first Gamboa fight, which was a zoo up in that MF, man. People was up in that piece, wilding out, having a good ass time. The atmosphere looked live as F, you know what I mean? So I personally would have liked Buds to strictly be on ESPN. He does very good viewership numbers on ESPN, you know what I mean? So I agree, man. But Bob Arum, I don't know what he's doing. I think sometimes he's too old and sometimes just be overthinking stuff. He needs to just probably let some younger guys in his family run the show, you know? ESPN Plus should maybe be somewhere they put pay-per-view shit on, you know what I mean? But actually, they even do their own ESPN pay-per-view. That's what Bud and Amir Khan fought on, you know what I mean? You check it. So I don't even know what's the point of ESPN Plus because ESPN is a great platform for boxing, especially for the casual fan who likes to flip on ESPN. The first thing they do when they put on their remote, turn on the TV, is put ESPN. There are people like that. A lot of people who the first thing they do is put on sports. So that's what they should put the man on rather than having him on an app. VVS Lusto says, BM, much love, fam. Salute, my G. Thanks for coming through. You heard? You checking. So, yeah, man, that's what it is, man. Bud Crawford, man. I like how he's talking, telling the man take off them panties, you know what I mean, and put them pants back on. Let's see how the man Errol Spence Response. Nicholas Mapp says Bob probably gets paid for forever ESPN plus for every ESPN plus fight he has. Yeah, Bob Arum definitely has some incentive in that, and I'm pretty sure the fighters they do get some kind of shares or a percentage of fights that are pay per view and or ESPN plus. But for trying to have more eyes on the sport, them apps ain't cutting it. You know what I'm saying? Triple G versus what's his name was a great fight. Devrichenko. I asked some guys who I consider hardcore fans. You know, guys who have been talking with boxing for years. You know, they might not be as hardcore as me. Well, I watch every fight that I possibly can. You know, but guys who do know they boxing. I asked them if they watched the Triple G fight. They said, nah, I ain't even see that. I heard he lost. Why they didn't see it? I said, how comes you ain't watch it? Says, man, I ain't got no app, man. I ain't got time to be going on no freaking tablet or my, you know what I'm saying? And that's just what it comes down to, man. You know, that app, the zone shit is bullshit. Like that whole card. That whole card was whack except for the main event. And don't get it twisted. Don't let nobody on these YouTube streets lie to you and say the zone is have the best is having the best lineups and the best cards. That's not true. Did you just see that Errol Spence versus Sean Porter card? Man, that card was stacked from top to bottom. People were actually applauding and said that was a good ass card from the Mario Barrios fight, David Benavidez fight, and then the main event, Molina versus what's his name versus Riverside Rocky. You know that was kind of a one-sided fight, but besides that, the card was excellent. You know what I'm saying? How the hell can DAZN compete as far as cards, especially a Golden Boy or a Matchroom card, when you got guys who nobody even knows in the United States? When it comes to PBC, a lot of them fighters are guys who we've seen numerous times on our TVs. That's just the difference, you know. DAZN Golden Boy cards, those fighters used to fight on Facebook before they got on on the zone. Yeah, think I'm lying? They got them Facebook LA night cards over there on Golden Boy shit, man. Nobody knows those guys. Although I am looking to Lamont Roach from DC fighting. He's a brother on Golden Boy, one of the few black dudes on Golden Boy. He's gonna be fighting Jamal Herring for the WBO world title. You know what I mean? So definitely gonna be rooting for Lamont Roach. Salute to my guy. I've seen Lamont Roach fight numerous times on this come up over there at the DC Armory. This was when Al Heyman and Golden Boy were all connected. You know what I mean? So gonna be rooting for him. It should be a good fight, and Lamont Roach has everything in his fiber to take that belt off Jamal Herring, and I hope he brings back the title to the District of Columbia. 202 Washington D.C. Dodge City, Death City, whatever you want to call it. It's pretty gentrified now, but hey, man, this is a city that tourists. If you want to see a lot of American history, two cities that I've lived in that you want to see a lot of American history, go to Boston, Massachusetts, and Washington D.C. You're gonna see all kinds of monuments, statues, museums, all kinds of shit. But let's get back to the program. VVS Bluestone says, hopefully we can get a butt fight in Nebraska's football stadium this year. Yeah, man, that'd be great. The whole state would come out for him. Believe that. I know this, but I hopefully it's against a guy who can test Bud, so it could be a great fight like that. Gamboa versus Bud fight. I'll never forget that fight. That was just epic. But I agree, a fight in a Nebraska football stadium will be awesome. They need to have try build up his profile a little more too. You know what I mean? But that fight will sell out in Nebraska for sure. Nicholas Map says nobody talking about the light heavyweight unification this month or Inoue versus Donaire. I'm going to be making videos about those, extensive videos. Don't worry about it one bit. Probably going to make videos about that this week, you know what I mean? Really and truly. Because I'm very looking. We haven't had a light heavyweight unification since Bernard Hopkins versus Kovalev, you know what I mean? 2014, November, Atlantic City. So definitely going to be talking about that and Inoue versus Donaire. Red Eyes says, what up, B Marsh? What the deal? Red Eyes, what's good with you, Slim? He says, what up, B Marsh? I think Bud not getting that Pacquiao passing off the torch fight hurt him. Of course. Of course that hurt him severely. That hurt him severely, you know? Um, it's a damn shame, and that's why I don't want Errol Spence to get the Pacquiao fight neither. Fuck that shit. Go fight fellas your own peers. Go fight fellas in your age bracket. You know what I mean? Go fight yourself some legacy fights and leave that Filipino senator alone. Manny Pacquiao could do what he want. And if you don't like what I said, I'm sorry. You can't do nothing about it because you ain't going to change my train of thought. If the man Pacquiao didn't fight Crawford, no way should he give Errol Spence that payday. Errol Spence needs to fight Terrence Crawford. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. And if you out there still crying for a Pacquiao versus Errol Spence fight, y'all fellas don't like boxing. You guys just like to see outcomes that you already know, where you could already fill your scorecard before even the fight starts. You know what I mean? Not me. I like to see competitive fights, fellas in their prime, getting it on. You know what I mean? Mike Tyson, Lennox Lewis, that shit right there wasn't no prime for prime nothing. But blame Mike Tyson for stalling that fight because he didn't. He's the one who ducked Lennox Lewis in 1996. That fight happened like with Mike Tyson, Lennox Lewis in 2002. Everybody who knew boxing knew Tyson was shot. Facto. Yeah, man. But that's my video, man. Shout out to Red Eyes, Nicholas Map, VVS Loose Stones. Shout out to everybody. I like to read. Boxing fans, salute, salute. Big up to all y'all for coming through. And my conclusion of this video is, and if you're an Errol Spence fan, please be objective. Please not put pressure on that man Errol Spence rather than making excuses for him on why he should not be on why he is not fighting Bud. Put some pressure on that man. Same way Terrence Crawford is doing right now, telling the man take off his panties and pull your pants up. B Marsh Boxer, salute to all y'all in the chat. Nicholas Map one more time says we dead ass need a boxing league to get rid of all promoters abusing the sport. Yeah, that'd be great, but that ain't ever gonna happen. Too much money in boxing. Promoters are greedy. Promoters want to control and run the shots, and boxing's a renegade sport. It'd be nice, man, but that ain't gonna happen. What we do need is tournaments, like World Boxing Super Series. That's what we need right there. Be Marsh Boxing, I'm gone. If you're new to the channel, please share, subscribe, leave your comments and thoughts, and let me know what y'all think about Bud telling the man Errol Spence to pull up to eat. What do you say? Take off them panties. Be Marsh Boxing. I'm gone. Peace.